Mount Ararat, a site of biblical significance. Believers say Noah's Ark came to rest here. But it is also the border of Turkey and Armenia, two countries locked in a century-old story of war and hate. But as the two countries are inching closer to better ties, there is talk that the border may be opened for the first time since 1993. Signs of optimism, to be sure, but this is likely to be a long process given the long history of animosity and mistrust. The Armenians blame the Turks for killing hundreds of thousands of Armenians during the First World War, when the Ottoman Turks deported them to the Syrian desert. An event commemorated every year by the Armenian people who gather at the capital for a torch procession where political and religious leaders lay flowers at the memorial. But while the Turks recognize atrocities were made, they reject Armenian calls for Ankara to recognize the killings as a genocide. In the bordering city of Egdir, the Turks have erected their own memorial with photos of people Turkey says were killed by the Armenians. International efforts have failed in the past to find a political solution to the dispute. US President Obama, in his visit to Turkey, hailed diplomatic attempts to break the deadlock. Just 2 years earlier, the US Congress approved a bill calling the 1915 killings a genocide. A move that infuriated the Turkish government and prompted anti-American protests. But the new thaw in Turkish-Armenian relations is just the first step. Two main obstacles need to be overcome. The Armenians still insist that Turkey should recognize the genocide. But it is not the only obstacle. Turkey is reported to be insisting that any deal should be linked to a resolution of the dispute over Nagorno-Karabakh, an Azeri region that was occupied by Armenian troops. Turkey has close cultural ties with Azerbaijan. Hashem Ahelbarra, Al Jazeera.